It has been a minute since we have done a little video, since I posted on here. I kind of took a little bit of a break, but we're back. So we are going to dive into the energy for the week and the energy around our new moon in Taurus. And we are gonna definitely pull some cards because I could sit here and read the energy without cards, but visuals and like cards, I don't know, it's just fun. And we want to make it fun, but just a precursor before we pull some cards here. There's so many different energies coming through already. This is a collective read, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Also in the past, a lot of people have asked me to shuffle like off camera. I won't do that because one, ASMR, who doesn't love ASMR, the sound of the cards, guys, come on. Number two, a lot of people rig tarot readings and their readings on here. I don't know if you're aware of that, but I'm about to spread some truth real quick. A lot of people rig their decks and they don't actually read the cards and they don't actually know what they're doing. They just curate the messages to create codependency on like coming back and like getting more and more and more information, and or they go look at the astrology forecast and then they pull cards that correlate to that, or they look at other people's like astrology forecasts, energy updates, and they pull cards that resonate with that, and they don't actually, there's like, it's not actually a reading. So just beware, you guys. So I like to shuffle on camera. I like to be real as heck with you about what's happening, what's going down, what cards fly out in real time, so that you know I'm actually pulling the cards and reading the cards. So a little bit of a disclosure there. But straight away, we have Goddess Diana coming through, and this time is all about focusing our intention on what we desire. There is so much chaos, confusion, confliction, old crap kind of just coming up to the surface. Again, these illusions here kind of rising to the surface, clearing their way out. A lot of people like to say this is like dark energies attacking us or other entities. It's not, guys. When we pour higher energy into a denser physical representation, the denser energy is going to rise to the surface, and that is where we experience the exhaustion that a lot of us are probably experiencing right now, and the mood swings, physical side effects that I talk a lot about. And then sort of it trickles over into our external world, and that's when we see exes, relationships, toxic pattern cycles, abusive addiction, etc., coming to the surface, and it's all coming up right now. So whatever's held you back from really being able to claim your sense of self and your sense of power and believing in this higher trajectory and higher pattern for yourself in your life, coming to the surface, clearing out of the way, getting everything out of the way. It's like all the obstacles are being removed for you. All you have to do is kind of sit, rest, relax, recharge, and reset your energy, and keep your intention and your focus upon what you're truly wanting. A lot of you guys have been playing small, like you're still playing small, you're still belittling yourself, and there's a higher timeline and a higher plan for you. So you really need to sort of look to a higher level, a higher degree, and hold yourself to a higher level and higher degree. What are you still settling for? What are you still getting caught up in? Where are you still reactive right now? Where are you still being triggered right now? Because that's an illusion, okay? Let it go, let it release. Keep your eyes focused on the best possible outcome and where you are going. In your heart, when you like tune your head out of it, like in your heart, you know what you're wanting, you know what you're desiring. There's also Matahar Babjid and the Divine Director coming through, and Commander Ashtar coming through. So this is a big time of being able to walk our talk, putting our best foot forward. It's now this time where we're able to demonstrate everything we've learned over the past year. A lot of us have been through a rapid ascension process or awakening. A lot of us have moved through big changes over the past year in our internal state. Now in the external world, we're being given the opportunity to say no to what no longer resonates, and yes, and maintaining this new higher pathway in the physical. This is where the physical, the metaphysical kind of are bridging together. and there's things that are going to start generating out. Things that may not be working out right now, don't push forward. There can be a tendency to be really stubborn, headstrong, and like forceful, frustrated, angry, tension, friction, etc. with this energy where you're like, I just want this to move now and I'm gonna go this pathway. Let it go, release it, because there's a new pathway opening up for you. And this is showing you how to expand your consciousness at a new level where you're now beginning to trust the new upgrades and integrations that you've gone through over the last year in your mental, physical, and emotional state in the external realm. When you're demonstrating, when you're walking the talk of what you've learned, of the realizations that you've had during the past year, that's when change begins to happen. And you can't cling to the old stuff and keep going the same direction or forcing yourself in the same direction to create a new pathway. So this week is really helping us redirect our energy, realign our energy, and to sort of expand in a new way that we haven't before in the physical. This is all about physical energy and everything that has remained stuck or stagnated in the physical, which for a lot of people it has been. It's been kind of paused. This is also for a collective group all about the self, loving the self, anything that has stood in the way, like self-consciousness, deprecating thoughts, anything like that. This is teaching you to love yourself at a really deep level. Anything that you have left out in your subconscious, that's kicking up and coming into the motion. And really basically this is the continuation of what we saw with the super full moon in Scorpio. So the super full moon in Scorpio dealt all about our subconscious. And from that time period up until now, we have been pulling through our subconscious triggers, emotions, anything that's held us back from really truly believing in what we want. And so now that's coming into a conscious state and we're able to see it really freaking clearly, to release, let go, rebirth, and rejuvenate. We're still in this integration phase where we're rejuvenating and we're rebirthing and we're integrating. So again, exhaustion, feeling really tired, unmotivated is kind of in the cards and in the energy right now. So don't feel guilty or lazy. Let yourself rest, because this is all about opening up to receive, knowing that you don't need to do anything, force anything, or push anything forward in order to receive. It's really rewiring our sense of worth around money and our relationship to money and to receiving anything, really. This is also really about relationships. Relationships are highly in focus right now. So what was brewed up with the Scorpio full moon in our subconscious coming to the forefront to eliminate anything, triggers within the relationships, realizations within the relationships, like drastic shifts and changes, unexpected shifts and changes in relationships, people coming in, people moving out, reevaluating who you have in your circle. That is exactly where we are at this week as well. But more importantly, there is a group that has gone through the process of illuminating through the super full moon in Scorpio, their subconscious. They've been working through their triggers, they've been going through things, and then this is when we began to see a big material shift. So as we've been working through the subconscious, as we've been working through the internal self, it's like that's creating the trajectory for rapid change and new pathways to open up and new relationships to open up in the physical now. So I'm seeing big manifestation for a group of people. Either way, this is bringing about new physical opportunities, new relationships, etc. for all people at this time. It just may be coming through really rapidly for others because they've done the work. If you don't like being stuck, like, do the work. You're not stuck, you're just exhausted because you've been in survival mode and you need to rest. And if you've been doing the rest, and you feel great, this is your time to get going, and that's when the physical material stuff will start pouring in with this and finally beginning to gain momentum and progress, change, shifts in the physical. And there's no one that's ahead or behind. It's just that we're all on our own timeline. So honor your own timeline and love yourself. Okay, love yourself regardless of where you're at. This is teaching us to really love ourselves and see that we are worthy of anything that we desire, regardless of any conditions. So anywhere that you've placed your worth outside of yourself in any external source is going to be coming up to trigger you to return back to your source, which is your own heart, which is your home within yourself. And this is really helping us to create an unshakable foundation within ourselves, a new foundation that we are meant to build upon, with welcoming in a new life, a new era, and a new age. And yeah, so people still integrating upgrades, solar plexus. So basically we're reclaiming our power. So the stomach, bloating, indigestion, GI issues, acid reflux, appetite changes, all of that, constipation, diarrhea, things like that, guys, kind of in the energies, because our solar plexus is our power center. And when we're filtering out old energies, it can get kind of stuck in there. And then we're also integrating in new energies. And so it can get a little chaotic. And when we're reclaiming our power, we're talking about our solar plexus as well. So we're like taking in energy, but also filtering out energy. And that creates a lot of work. And that's where this exhaustion comes from. That's where the bloating comes from. Rest, honor your body, let it move through its phases. Your body is a super intelligent system. Let it do its thing, guys. Don't overanalyze, don't overthink. Give yourself some rest. You are doing enough, okay? And that's the other thing, was there can be a lot of self-sabotaging beliefs that we're not doing enough, or that we are not enough, or that we are not skinny enough, or like that we're just not seeing the results that we've wanted. And we put in this effort, and then we try and rest and honor ourselves, and then it almost seems to make things worse. And then we get in our heads, and then we don't trust ourselves. And so it's really working on ending those cycles this week, really getting into the thick of those illusions and eliminating them, clearing them out, opening up a new door and stepping into it. I'm getting a lot of you guys saying 333, 555, 911, 611. Those are all endings, beginnings, kind of energies coming through. And let's just jump into the cards and see what the cards have to say. Usually they just affirm everything we've just talked about, but again, we like the visual, so we're just gonna roll with it. And of course, they fly all over the place. But that's how you know it's real, guys. Okay. And I'm gonna pull from the different decks too. Have some variety. We got Venus and Mercury and Gemini, so we want that variety right now. And this just confirms. Okay. All right. So first two cards straight away, working too hard. Hopefully you can see that without the reflection on the window. Isn't she cute? I love her. And a clockwork pumpkin, a wonderful idea, the aha moment. Also, if you've been craving pumpkin lately, that's helping you regenerate. I'm also getting so before we jump into that, there was also a lot of Kundalini energy being activated with this week, this full moon, a lot of Kundalini awakenings, a lot of Kundalini risings. This is the joining of the masculine and feminine forces within us. We'll get to it, but increased sexual energy and surges happening this week as well, because that is new creative energy birthing. Sexual energy is life force energy, which births new realities as well as human beings. It's kind of cool, but anyways, we'll jump into that. I just wanted to shoot through. So for now, we have working too hard, angel of time, clockwork pumpkin, a wonderful idea, the aha moment. Okay guys, so basically, if you are out there and you're trying to push through the exhaustion, push through ignoring the exhaustion, ignoring your body, trying to do more, trying to achieve more because things aren't moving forward, you're being asked to stop, okay? Like, you're working too hard. Nothing that is in alignment and in flow with your destiny and your divine right of passage is going to come from having to force it. I don't care what energy type you are. Nothing needs to be forced anymore. The grids of Earth are shifting, changing, and rearranging. The way that we manifest is going to be shifting, changing, and rearranging. So this is really asking you to reclaim your power, reclaim your sense of self, to relax, to take some time away from work, to take away this time from doing, going, and pushing yourself. A lot of people, including myself, are dealing with adrenal fatigue right now. The liver is also purging and trying to purge anger, resentment, jealousy, frustration, and tension. So this is asking you to stop because your body needs to rejuvenate, okay? The work has already been done, and you're needing to come into the feminine energy in order to receive, okay? You've planted the seeds, now you have to let yourself receive what's been growing, okay? It's time to sit back and let them grow. And so there's a lot of people that are still forcing things, a lot of people that are still trying to search for jobs. There's a lot of people, so we're going through a huge transformation when it comes to our soul mission and purpose and work and money in general. So there's a lot of people that are in between jobs, or that don't have a job right now, or that have quit their old job but nothing else has appeared, starting new jobs, okay? This is a time of being like, okay, is this the job that I really want, or is this totally aligned with me? You may start a new job and it doesn't go according to plan, and you may be getting upset and really sort of irritated with yourself, losing hope, and that kind of thing on your journey to success. Success is a big thing right now for us as well. You are successful regardless of your money. You are successful regardless of your work. You are successful regardless of your relationship status, okay? Stop trying so hard. This has to do with relationships as well. Where are you putting in so much effort and the other person isn't giving it back? Where are you trying to make things work, relationships, job, anything, and it's not happening? It's like time to let it go, time to like rest, rejuvenate, reclaim your energy, and like let those things go, let it go, so you can step into what's really wanting to come through for you. There's so much wanting to come through. We have Lord Ganesh coming through, we have Horus coming through, we have Isis coming through, we have Hathor coming through. This is also going to be working with the throat chakra and the metabolism and our thyroid gland, so you can feel really exhausted, tired, drained, and almost like experiencing weight gain, or feel like you look really like you're retaining fluid and things like that, because that is sort of rejuvenating at this time, because we're needing to rest, not work. So slow down, honor yourself, honor your energy, honor your time. Detach from like even electronics and social media and stuff like that right now. It's super draining. So let yourself just rejuvenate and replenish. Everything's coming to you. You don't need to work for anything. Action is required, yes, but that's different from force, work, etc. So wherever you're working too hard, wherever you're over exacerbating your energy, reclaim that energy, reel it back in, reset. There's gonna be there's a lot of people that have been stuck in this void space and searching for answers, and again, like overexerting themselves, trying to figure it out, trying to make this happen, trying to make that happen, and it's not happening, and like nothing really does seem to move. And that's because you're in a void state, because there is it's almost like you're being given the opportunity to quantum leap, but you got to stay in that void state, trusting in your faith, in your power, in that firm foundation. This is the time to demonstrate that firm foundation that you've created, and that connection and that sort of like grounding within yourself that we've been working on over the past year. And from that comes an aha moment. In silence, genius is birthed, okay? In silence, genius is birthed. That's a good one. I'm gonna keep that in my head for myself. So we have to slow down. We have to get quiet. We have to be still in order to receive the new ideas. A lot of us have felt creatively drained and exacerbated. There's no creative energy. We've had a lack of ideas, a lack of understanding, a lack of clarity. A lot of us feel like dull, bored, and like we've hit a creative wall. The creative energy is coming back to us, okay? But we have to sit and allow ourselves to marinate in this new space that is opening up doors for a new understanding and expansion of the clarity of how we are meant to operate. Okay, so there's new ideas, new energy, new creative concepts, new creative energy definitely being birthed, especially with that wave of sexual energy that we talked about. And so the ideas are coming in, the aha moment is coming, the clarity is coming, but first you have to piece together all of the things that you've already moved through and give yourself a freaking break and breather. We've been through a lot energetically, physically, and emotionally just in the last month. give yourself some time to like reflect on like how far you've come, because that's going to show you that you are not stuck. A lot of people feel stuck right now, but what happens when we're stuck is we're actually focused on what we don't have. So when you focus on how far you've come, you're actually able to be like, whoa, okay, I deserve my resting period. I deserve to take this time off where I don't need to like go searching for anything anymore. I need to get in my queen or my king energy and let it all come to me, because that's divinity, that's sovereignty. Not to say that you don't have to put in an effort or a action step, but it's like the work's been done, okay guys? The work's been done. And if it's not been done, it's coming up and blowing up in your face right now with those triggers and where you're finding yourself reactive. And it's like, do this work. The work that people talk about, a lot of the times people confuse that for action-oriented energy, when really it's the internal work, okay? So the new creative ideas are being birthed. Take some time out though to let them happen and come through. You got to be in silence. You got to be rested. You got to be rejuvenated in order to receive. Then we have balanced forces. Okay, this is again talking about, and then we have eclipse energy up here. We are entering into eclipse season, okay? And then we have Venus and Mercury in Gemini. And then we have Gemini season coming up. This is all about balancing the masculine and feminine, Kundalini energy. See these two dragons kind of here? And our hands kind of like holding this light. And then again, the darkness and the light. This is about merging our shadow self with our light self. This is about merging our human self with the divine self. This is about merging the like underworld with the higher world. So a lot of us have been moving through this underworld initiation where a lot of us have been feeling heavy, hopeless, dark, disconnected from our spiritual connection. Hi, hello. And having a like descension, like we were so up here in this beautiful world where all the angels and everything are, and now we're like, wait a minute, we're human. I'm densified. Have I lost my connection? Is my third eye closing? No. You're not losing your connection. You're coming into a balanced state. You can't operate up here and serve your purpose on earth, okay? You gotta come down, meet us down here on this earth. This is where you're supposed to be. You are a human. You incarnated as a human. Starseed races and all that stuff is fun. But guess what? You're supposed to be a human. Don't get preoccupied and distracted with all the things of the past lives and the other star systems and energies. And they're great and they're assisting us, but they're like, please just be a human so you can serve your job. Because when you come into your human form and you balance your masculine and energy, where you open to receiving, but you're also logical and analytical and in your human essence, but also in your intuitive essence, that's when everything begins to make sense. And that's when you can actually move forward. And that's been the disconnection and disassociation in our world today. It's been imbalance in the masculine and feminine energies. So we have to heal that internally in order to see a shift, change, and a different trajectory in our societal external world. So this is bringing in, bridging in the light and the dark, bringing us into wholeness. So a lot of those subconscious energies are coming into the conscious. Our conscious and subconscious are bridging and merging, and that's what's happening. So then we have freedom, because from wholeness becomes free, like freedom. We no longer have these chains and shackles. A lot of people have been operating in the spiritual community or the spiritual space in fear, still in fear, still really very much so in fear, because there's a lot of people out there that are like, you know what, this energy's coming in and this energy's coming, and if you don't do this, and if you don't eat that way, and if you don't do this, and you don't cleanse your chakras and all of this, it's like a lot of fear, a lot of illusions coming to the surface, and us beginning to sort of drive through those illusions to find the wholeness in our heart so that we can begin to move forward into freedom. You can have anything and everything that you want, but you have to believe in yourself, and you have to have the wholeness within yourself where you're no longer searching outside of yourself to accumulate anything, because you recognize you have everything that you need. So freedom is coming from this. Expansion is coming from this. I see a lot of people breaking free of the cycles and the karmic patterns that have been purging from our sacral chakra, our womb space, for some time now. Finally being able to transcend family and childhood trauma, and finally being able to move beyond the like illusions and the karmic state. So this is expansion, flying free, being able to really be able to see yourself in the highest light and divinity in your wholeness. Then we have loving compassion. This has everything to do with the heart space, heart chakra getting opened up and expanded with this time with this week. So it's unpacking, guys. A lot of us have been in a disassociated state within the heart chakra as we move through the lower chakra clearings and activations. Now we're connecting the heart to everything because our heart has to be connected to the center of ourselves. We have to reconnect to our heart center. We've been moving through diamond heart activations, which is the expansion of the heart space into 3 centers: will, power, wisdom, power, and love, which is the recipe for manifestation in the new age. Your heart has to be hooked up into yourself. You have to be operating and grounded and rooted in your heart in order to create a new path and trajectory. So we're really getting clear on what we really truthfully desire within our heart space, and really centering into a space of compassion and omnipresence is big. Being able to see the gift in everything, being able to see the gift in our journey, the gift in ourselves, and coming into love and acceptance, recognizing our divine worth, choosing loving thoughts, but also being able to recognize other people's worths, being able to heal and mend those relationships. Forgiveness is huge with this one as well. But also there's task companions, twin flames, soulmate energies coming into union with this week as well, which is another wave. If you prescribe to that, that's coming. Basically new relationships, new contracts are coming into our space this week. And I don't know, maybe we just ended there. I'm like, I could go on for forever. This is kind of fun. I forgot how fun this was. That's the other thing. We're supposed to be playing and having fun. What you do, what you create, how you make money, it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be centered in your heart and make you feel amazing. This is also healing the inner child once again, and bringing us through death and rebirth, as well as sort of reconnecting to our primal energies. So any primal, and that's really what's surfacing from the subconscious. I would look to your Lilith sign and placement if you are into astrology, because that's where you're going to be unearthing the taboo, restricted, confined, wild, untamed part of yourself, which is really the most powerful part of us that allows us to achieve and manifest our desires, but as well as comes out in our sexual preferences, in our relationships, and what are, like, it's essential to understanding the shadow side of ourselves, which is being illuminated to bridge into our wholeness. But I love you guys. I hope that you have a good week. This was fun. You know, I miss this. Maybe we'll get back into a normal routine with this Taurus new moon, getting into a routine. It makes sense. But yeah, it's fun. I miss this. So I love you. I hope that you have a good week, and thank you for watching.